Anne, thank you so much for joining us this morning. You just got off the main stage for the first keynote all around waking up the CEOs, and I had the chance to hear a little bit of it, but what would you say in totality was one key takeaway from your chat this morning?
A very interesting and lively conversation about, well, the big topics in fintech, in money at the moment. We were talking about, well, will the big banks respond? Is this a real challenge from the challengers?
And you've had the opportunity to both be a fintech entrepreneur, and of course creating Starling, and then before that be on the banking side. What is the biggest opportunity and change that you've seen now being an entrepreneur on the other side of the table?
Yeah, well, I quit my job after a long career in traditional banking to start a new bank because I was frustrated by the limitations of the current environment. The world deserved a new bank, and I just wanted to work on delivering something that was really tangibly different.
Absolutely. And which do you think was harder, working at as an executive on the banking side, or being a CEO of a startup?
An entrepreneur, it's very, very sort of different way of working. As Starling gets bigger and bigger, I'm very much getting into my comfort zone. Starling's now 500 people and growing very, very fast. And we are no longer a startup. We're a much more mature organization. But in the beginning, things are really hard, and being an entrepreneur is tough.
Yeah, absolutely. Totally agree. So from your perspective, you've been with Starling now, you've created Starling for about 5 years. What is the biggest thing that you've learned?
I think the big takeaway from the last 5 years of building Starling is how really impactful the new banks have really been. 5 years ago, there was nobody doing this. Now, 5 years later, the big banks are taking the new sector very, very seriously. We're in the news all the time, we're growing very fast, and the consumers are embracing it. They're loving the new services on offer. It's a very, very different world from 5 years ago.
Absolutely. So I consider you very much a visionary in this space. And so when you think about, let's fast forward a little bit to the end of 2020, what does financial services look like? How have we morphed from the middle of 2019?
I think the interesting thing is then that banking hasn't really changed much in 300 years. We started off with branches, we went to the contact center, we went on the web, we went to the app. Nothing much has changed, but with the new banking infrastructures, with an API-enabled organization, now is the time we can actually have true innovation.
And where do you see the biggest unmet needs and opportunities in the industry as a whole?
API-enabled banking is really, really powerful because it opens up lots of opportunities for people to build businesses on other businesses. But the real opportunity is allowing people all over the world to start using fintech. I don't know about you, but fintech is limited at the moment to a certain number of people working in certain cities around the world. And I've just released a new book called The Money Revolution, which talks about the new world, which talks about all these various apps and services that the consumer can use. And this is part of Starling's approach to make money equal, to actually make fintech and new banks something that everybody can enjoy, not just a limited few.